Not in my contract. It's not in my contract. It feels like I'm playing the same thing over and over. Yeah. Need to get my 10,000 hours.
Remember we were talking If you would like to stand and join us in our opening song, I Am, please join in.
I am a rock, I'm the sun, I'm the ocean. I am a flower, a fish in the sea. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am the wind, I'm a cloud, I'm an eagle. I am the river that flows to the sea. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am a storm, I'm a raging fire. I am the snow falling quietly. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am a child, I'm a man, I'm a woman. I am a snake, a bumblebee. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am the life force moving through you. I am the I am that is to be. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am a rock, I'm a sun, I'm the ocean. I am a flower, a fish in the sea. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am the wind, I'm a cloud, I'm an eagle. I am the river that flows to the sea. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am a storm, I'm a raging fire. I am the snow falling quietly. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am a child, I'm a man, I'm a woman. I am a snake, a bumblebee. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am the life force moving through you. I am the I am that is to be. I am the spirit of all creation. I am in you, and you're in me. I am in you. I'm in you, and you're in me.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Welcome to Unity Center of Spiritual Growth. I am Amber Boren, the Youth and Family Ministries Director, and I would like to welcome all of you here that are in person and those of you who are watching online, and a special warm welcome to anyone who's here for the very first time. We welcome you. And we're going to begin by having Zaya, with the help of Geraldine, light our candle.
In a minute.
We have an hour to light that candle.
All right, round of applause.
Good job. Who knew that would be the hardest job today? Thank you, Geraldine. And for our opening prayer, we have Jackson, who's going to lead us in our opening prayer. Do you want me to hold it for you so you can hold it right here?
Dear God, may all beings be filled with Dear God, may all beings be filled with love and kindness. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well in body and mind. May all beings be at ease and happy. May all beings be filled with beings be free and at peace. Amen.
All right. Thank you. And now we're going to have our youth come up and help us sing Song of Praise. You guys want to hold on to a microphone? Okay. Sure. There you go.
Praise is a good way. It's a very good way. A song of praise is a good way. To start your day. A song of praise is a good way. It's a very good way. A song of praise is a good way. To start your day. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh,
Yeehaw! If you haven't guessed, the youth is doing our program this morning in our minister's absence. So thank you very much for putting it all together, Amber and Chantel and all the kids. Appreciate you. I'm your normal celebration assistant, Nancy. So I just want to say thanks for being here and welcome to Unity Center of Spiritual Growth. I want to make sure I get that name right. And if you are here for the first time, we really welcome you. And if you would like to raise your hand, we'll bring you a little packet, give you a little bit more information about our church. And if you're online, you can fill out the contact information and get some more information if you'd like. And let me introduce our wonderful musicians this morning. Gwen Gathercole puts it all together. We appreciate you very much. Her husband, Paul. Her husband, Paul, is on guitar and other things over there today, as well as Gary Butner on the bass. And it looks like we have Todd Neal doing a little percussion. And we have Miss Judith Pinkerton on her violin. Thank you, guys. And we have Miss Cheryl Kirby, singing, keeping us all together in the music. Thank you. And the boys back there, Jim, Brian, Todd, Jim, Brian, and Joe. Appreciate you guys very much, keeping it all together. Thank you. As well as thanks everybody else for putting it all together, all the ushers and obviously the people in the office, Geraldine, and thank you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Let's see, announcements. As you know, we have a marvelous board, and I believe they're going to come up here and have give us a little information. Donna Hodge is coming up to give us an announcement, as well as if you are on the board, be ready to stand and join her.
Good morning. Good morning. This is your board, and I am, yay. We're the board for the merger portion of trying to join our two churches together. And I have to say, personally, I may be a little biased, but I think we've done a pretty good job. I am so pleased that we can come together and join ideas and things run fairly smoothly. And we have had some glitches, and part of it is timing. And so we're going to give you just a little update on some of the areas that we're dealing with, and so that you can be brought up to date on what's going on. So, I need to introduce my board. Cheryl is vice president, and secretary is Roy Ely, and treasurer is Tammy Savage, and then we have three board members, three board members at large is Jenny Taft, Trish Dutois, and Donna, the other Donna Smith. And then Dennis is also part of our board, and of course he's in England today. He didn't want to speak, so on behalf of the board. And so, but no, he's in England visiting with his family, and we're grateful for that. We miss you, and I'm sure you're probably watching. So if I can have, Tammy's going to give you a little update on our finance situation.
Because we're not finalized with everything. I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like we're already joined and we're going forward. But the legalities haven't been solidified yet. So I am still running off of the budget that was approved by the Unity Church back in February. And we are having our usual summer doldrums, which we'll pick up in the fall. We're seriously thinking about going to 2 services in the fall, which should help also. So we're running behind, which is normal for the summer, but hopefully all of you now know that we're running a little behind on our finances, and we'll pick things up. So that's all I have to say for now.
And Roy Ely is going to give us an update on our official lawyer stuff.
So I hope I don't offend anybody, but if anybody who's dealt with lawyers lately, or if you are a lawyer, you know how long everything takes. It's taken forever. So we have hired a lawyer, and she is preparing a letter of intent to the Secretary of State of Idaho that we are merging and changing our names. We have a merger proposal that the Secretary of State will also get. And right now, she's already prepared those, but right now she's working on the bylaws. We got together informally and combined the two bylaws of the two churches and put the additions and changes, and then we presented them to her. And she's very interested in us being really spot on in terms of liability and all of those things, and so she's working on that. I would predict, this is really scary, but this is my prediction. I would hope that we would be officially done with the legal work by the end of September, and once she then presents it to the Secretary of State, it takes 1 or 2 weeks. So I would hope maybe we could say by by Halloween. Halloween. So sometime in October, it may be all done. So there we are.
I think we're safer with Valentine's Day. The way it's gone. This is not, we thought this was going to be a much easier process, and boy, were we wrong. So we're doing the best we can, and we do want to keep you updated. And to that effect, we want you to know that we had initially proposed the idea that in 3 months we would evaluate Dennis's performance. And we did an informal evaluation at that 3-month period, and everything has been running smoothly. The staff is happy. We're having regular staff meetings, and so there's a lot of communication going back and forth, and the congregation seems to be happy. Things have been going quite well. So we just kind of said, okay, there's an unofficial unofficial evaluation at that point. But we are coming up on the 6-month mark at the end of September, and to that effect, we're going to let Jenny explain to you how we're going to proceed with that.
About January, February of this last year, when we had just the Unity congregation here, we provided a survey just to see where things were going. I felt there was a lot of energy pent up after the pandemic, and we wanted to focus it on the things that people felt were most important. And we have a lot of new people, a lot of old people that rejoined, and a lot of changes. And we're excited about getting reconnected with the church family again, especially now since we've had some growth. Our original survey helped us to see what things were important to you. Based on your needs and suggestions, we've had changes in leadership, our congregation is growing, many programs have been restarted, and the survey that you've been handed out, should have been handed out one this morning. If you're online, please look at it online. The people will do it again next week, and we want to have it in by the 15th so that we can tabulate that information.
Virginia, it's not available online, but if you provide it to me, I'll put it up there.
Okay. So anyway, it will be online. And this survey is really important. So what we want to do is use it as a planning tool and look at the programs that we started and how things are going. So feel free to share on this. Now, it can be anonymous. You don't have to put your name on it, but there is a section at the top about how to best contact you. And this was really helpful because of that, we don't do much snail mail anymore. You know, we used to send everything out. It was very expensive, and now we only have about 6 people who really want it sent that way. So if it's how best to connect with you, how do you get our newsletter, or if you get it, if you've seen the live stream, if you'd attend a class on Zoom, those are just basic things. But beneath that, we want to know what's most important to you. So there are about 8 sections, and you can just put them what's most important. And then next to them or below where it asks about things that would inspire you or what would you like to see happen, there's a comment section for that. And then any concerns that you have. Now, I don't want you to think this is a one-time thing. We do have a suggestion box in the back, and any time that you have a suggestion, with or without your name, and if you need a response, please put your name on there, because sometimes people say, well, I want such and such, you have no idea who needs it. But be sure and put it in there, and don't be afraid to do that, because the board does look at those, and we do focus on those and look at those on a regular basis. So this will be in the back to collect your surveys. So please do that. And if you aren't here this week, or if you know somebody who needs to share this, the first time we did this, we called everybody. We aren't going to do that this time. So it's up to you to give your input, and we should appreciate your help.
So we thank you very much. This is your church. We hope that you will get involved, to give us, your input, and that helps us then to make future evaluations on what we're doing. And thank you to my board, and thank you to all of you. You have made this merger go very smoothly, I feel. Even the attorney is surprised that we're going as smoothly as we are. So,
Donna, for those people who haven't been here very long, could you clarify who we're merging with? I don't think anybody's mentioned that.
Oh, okay. The Church of Truth, doing business as Center of Spiritual Growth, was a small church entity, and we are merging with Unity Center of North Idaho, and the new name is becoming Unity Center of Spiritual Growth. And it's not that one church is taking over the other church. That is not the way it is at all. None of us on the board feel that it has been that way. We feel that we are merging together. It's a marriage, as they said. It's a marriage, and it is not one taking over the other. I feel like we are all working together. So we are grateful for all of you, and thank you very much. And if you have any questions, this is your board. You can contact any of us. Pardon me? Oh, when we're going to be in, do we know for sure when we're going to vote? Okay. Because the merger part has taken longer, we had anticipated putting a vote before the merged congregation, the new congregation of what we are now, in September. But because everything is taking longer, we are looking at January for an election of new board officers. So if any of you are interested in being on the board, there is an application process. We will have a governance committee that will look at applications and the like, and make sure that they meet all of our guidelines and policies. And then we will present that list of applicants to you, and you will be able to vote on what board you would like to serve as a permanent board then for the new combined group. And that will happen at the annual meeting in February. I'm new to this, so, So that will happen at the annual meeting in February. So, okay? What, yes, Peter?
So how long are the permanent board members going to hold their seats?
When we elect in January. I'm gonna
I think we're all up for re-election at that time. All of us. Usually the members are served for 3 years.
3 years.
But it was staggered. So we're going to have to do something. In order to have it staggered again, we're going to have to do something different. So some people are going to be elected for 2 years, and some people are going to be elected for 3. Just so we can have the staggering, so we're not replacing the whole board all at once.
My suggestion is that we done by lots, by lottery, so that we don't know.
After the election. That's a good idea. Well, we will. We'll take that into consideration, Peter. Thank you very much for that suggestion. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, board. It's a job, that's for sure. A couple other quick announcements with the influx of new people in our area and in our church, we are overflowing in the nursery those little teeny guys. And so if you would like to share your love with them, we would love for you to volunteer one Sunday a month to sit in the back there and play with the kids instead of listening to us. So please, consider volunteering, and you can sign up through the website if you like, or you can see Geraldine or Amber to help facilitate that. Thank you. Also, Thursday afternoon is yoga. If you're interested in yoga, please come and bless yourself with Jill Michael. She, on September 1st, that will not convene on September 1st, which was already passed.
Yeah.
It will convene, did I do that right? Is that all I had to say? There was no class 3 days ago?
I guess I didn't need to.
Excuse me.
I didn't need to put that up there. That was my mistake.
Okay. So anyway, bless yourself anyway with your own yoga class. How's that? And another little bit of volunteering if you'd like to. If you are a baker, do you guys like to make cookies, stuff like that? Anybody that's a baker, can you bring some stuff on Sunday for us? We have 2 people that kind of alternate that, and it would be wonderful if more people could do that. So thank you. And because this is the first Sunday of September, we would like to celebrate all you people that are born in September. So please, besides my husband back there, anybody else that was born in September, please stand so that we can sing to you our wonderful birthday song that we celebrate you with. Thank you. And on that note, let us all rise and say hello to your neighbors. And when you hear the gong, please return to your seats. There we go. And if you didn't hear that gong, you weren't listening. And for our inspirational reading this morning, and again, thank you guys for supporting our youth that is doing the program today. We thank you very much. And Amber's assistant, Chantel, will come up and read our inspirational reading.
Hello. This is a poem by Johnny Ray Ryder Jr., and it's called The Oak Tree. A mighty wind blew night and day. It stole the oak tree's leaves away, then snapped its boughs and pulled its bark, until the oak was tired and stark. But still the oak tree held its ground, while other trees fell all around. The weary wind gave up and spoke. "How can you still be standing, oak?" The oak tree said, "I know that you can break each branch of mine in two, carry every leaf away, shake my limbs, and make me sway. But I have roots stretched in the earth, growing stronger since my birth. You'll never touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until today, I wasn't sure of just how much I could endure, but now I've found, with thanks to you, I'm stronger than I ever knew." Thank you.
Let's prepare for meditation.
Standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to love. Standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to love.
I invite you to close your eyes and just breathe. Take a deep breath in. And just be here. Now imagine you're standing in a beautiful field of green. You look down at your feet and notice you're barefoot. It feels good to connect with Mother Earth, and your feet start to tingle. You see a path in front of you that leads to the edge of a small forest. The bright sun warms your back as you face the opening in the trees. The cool breeze from the forest is inviting you to enter. The path is clear and easy to follow, so you step into the forest. You feel safe and at peace as you walk along the forest path. You feel alive as you continue to walk deeper into the forest. Up ahead, you see a beautiful, massive, tall tree. You are drawn to the tree, and as you get closer, you see the tree has large, strong roots that come out of the earth and form a natural bench for you to sit. It's as if the tree created this place just for you to sit and breathe. So that is what you do. You sit and breathe. Your entire body feels relaxed and at ease, sitting on the strong roots of the tree. You feel connected with all the trees in the forest, with all the plants and the birds, with the air and the sky. You are at one with it. You are one with the divine, one with the earth, one with nature. And as you sit at one with all that is in the silence.
Standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to love.
So originally, when we were planning our talk, the youth had created a video that we were going to start out with and to show you. However, we had some technical difficulties and then in the end opted not to show it to you. However, we did have some tree jokes that the kids had that they wanted to share with you guys that they had done in the video. So I'm going to bring them up now and they'll share their jokes with you.
How does a tree get on the internet? They log in. What kind of tree fits in your hand? Yes.
What did the tree do when the bank closed? It started its own branch, I think. What did your sister?
What did the tree say? What did the tree need to take a nap? For rest. What did the tree wear to the pool party? Swimming trunks. How do you identify a dogwood tree? By its bark. Arf, arf.
All right, thank you. I think someone's got a whole bunch of tree jokes there. Sorry. Sometimes people just have the magic touch. So I'm going to read a story of the sacred tree. This is an excerpt from a Native American book called Sacred Tree: Reflections on Native American Spirituality. And the sacred tree in this story represents your spirit. For all the people of the earth, the Creator had planted a sacred tree under which they may gather, and there find healing, power, wisdom, and security. The roots of this tree spread deep into the body of Mother Earth. Its branches reach upward like hands praying to Father Sky. The fruits of this tree are the good things the Creator has given to the people. Teachings that show the path to love, compassion, generosity, patience, wisdom, and many other gifts. The ancient ones taught us that the life of the tree is the life of the people. If the people wander far from the protective shadow of the tree, if they forget to seek nourishment of its fruit, or if they turn against the tree and attempt to destroy it, great sorrow will fall upon the people. Many will become sick at heart. The people will lose their power. They will cease to dream dreams and see visions. They will begin to quarrel amongst themselves over worthless trifles. They will become unable to tell the truth and to deal with each other honestly. They will forget how to survive in their own land. Their lives will become filled with anger and gloom. Little by little, they will poison themselves and all they touch. It was foretold that these things would come to pass, but that the tree would never die. And as long as the tree lives, the people live. It was also foretold that the day would come when the people would awaken as if from a long, drugged sleep, that they would begin timidly at first, but then with great urgency to search again for the sacred tree. Thank you. So the sacred tree in Native American culture represents the Great Spirit. That's at the center of creation. It's wholeness and unity. It's balancing our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual lives. A tree grows in all directions, just as we must learn to grow in all directions of our lives if we want to achieve our full potential. Throughout time, we've looked to nature to help us understand the human experience. We put down roots, we reap what we sow, and we turn over a new leaf. Trees are much more suited for life on Earth than us humans. Everything a tree needs to survive is provided for by Mother Nature. A tree draws its energy from the sun, from the earth, and the water and the air. Trees help us breathe. Trees help clean the air we breathe and filter the water we drink. They provide a habitat. They absorb harmful pollutants from the atmosphere, and they're the key ingredient in 25% of the medications that we use today, like aspirin, if any of you had any of that this morning. On a spiritual level, trees make us more aware of our connections with something that's larger than ourselves. It's impossible to ignore that feeling of peace that you get when you're walking through a calm, quiet forest. There are so many lessons that we can learn from the spirit of the trees, and I'm going to share just 7 of those lessons with you. The first lesson is to nurture your connections. Charles Darwin had concluded that the natural world is savage and full of competition, and it's survival of the fittest. And this has a truth to it. However, in the last 30 years, scientists have discovered that trees actually work really differently. Trees use cooperation and mutual support. Trees link their roots to neighboring trees in order to supply nutrients like water, and they share with each other. And not just with their roots, but also with a fungal and bacterial network beneath the ground. And this network actually resembles the neural networks of our brain. And it has been cleverly called the Wood Wide Web. And trees use this wood wide web to communicate with one another, to help each other, and to share resources. And at the center of the wood wide web is the mother tree. Mother trees are the biggest, oldest trees in the forest, and they carry the genes from past generations. And they use this knowledge that is stored in their roots, not only to help themselves, but to help the other trees and plants in the forest. The mother tree essentially cares for and nurtures the entire forest. Mother trees remind us of our better nature. They prove that true strength is in our ability to help each other, and that we're at our best when our communities are healthy and when our connections are strong. They remind us to share when we have more than we need, and to give a helping hand to those who are struggling. And some ways we can nurture our connections is to be compassionate. Compassion promotes meaningful connections, communicate, and provide emotional support. Even something as small as a text message to someone saying, "I'm thinking of you," or "I'm here for you," can let them know that they're not alone. And also creating rituals together adds special meaning and deepens the bonds of our relationships. Another lesson from the trees we can learn is how to be grounded. A tree has roots in the soil, and yet it reaches up towards the sky. The taller and bigger a tree becomes, the deeper its roots take hold. Being strongly grounded helps a tree withstand the strongest winds and storms without getting uprooted. The roots of the tree represent our inner and unseen part of ourselves. So being grounded means being deeply connected to your inner being. It's control over your mental and emotional self, feelings of being stable and at ease and clearly focused on the present. When we feel grounded, we're able to accept the challenges that day-to-day life bring, and we're not as easily influenced by other people's thoughts and ideas and feelings, and we feel more at peace with our authentic self. The tree reminds us that our inner reality is more important than our outer reality. And some ways we can learn to be more grounded is to be present, to be mindfully aware of the here and the now instead of being caught in the drama and daydreams of the mind. Also, breathing slowly and deeply. Every system in your body relies on oxygen. So breathing reduces stress, aids digestion, helps mental clarity, and a plethora of other health benefits. Savoring with your senses, which is really just being present as well. But enjoying the food that you eat, that you drink. How does it taste? How does it smell? And then something that we call grounding or earthing, where it's actually putting your bare feet on the earth, helps us to connect electrically with the earth's energies and can improve our health. Another lesson from the trees that we can learn is to learn from the past. Trees live where they are for tens, hundreds, sometimes even thousands of years. And when we talk about the age of a tree, it can get kind of complicated because oftentimes the roots of a tree will survive much longer than the actual tree itself, and then will continue to clone itself. So we call those clonal trees. And so the oldest known clonal tree is about 10,000 years old. And the roots of that tree look after the survival of the organism. And the roots are the things that withstand the major changes in climate. The roots grow a new trunk time and time again and have centuries of experience stored in those roots that help it survive and thrive. A German forester by the name of Peter Wollenberg was walking through the forest when he came upon a strange-looking rock covered in moss, and so he looked at it more closely and discovered it was a tree stump. But it was an ancient tree stump that was still alive. And he didn't quite understand because trees need leaves, which are extremely important for them to be able to live. If a tree doesn't have leaves, it doesn't live unless it's dormant, of course. And so what he found is that it was the other trees in the forest that had connected with this trunk that were keeping it alive, so that this tree trunk could share all of the knowledge that it had acquired over the years. It could share how to survive insect threats and colonization, tree disease and deforestation and climate disturbances. Last Sunday, Susie Weller talked about generational trauma and how trauma is stored in the body and how it's passed down through generations. And she talked about post-traumatic growth. And this made me think of the tree roots, that essentially tree roots pass on and share the knowledge of how to achieve post-traumatic growth. They learn from the past and they teach each other how to survive. And those are things that we can do as well by reflection and finding the lessons in our past. Reflection gives our brain an opportunity just to pause and to untangle the chaos and to sort through and create new meaning. And meaning helps us find the lessons which we can use to grow and inform how we behave in the future. We can also learn from the past by acknowledging our mistakes and learning to create a greater tolerance for mistakes that we make and others make. And then we can also share with others what we've learned, because your experience is valuable to other people in our community. Next lesson from the trees is to let go of the things that do not serve you. And this is sometimes a hard one. A tree has an innate sense of time, and it knows when to shed its leaves. Rumi said, "To be like a tree, let the dead leaves drop." Trees never cling to their dead leaves. They let go without resistance, understanding that this process clears the way for new growth. And as humans, we have a tendency to hold on to so much that doesn't serve us. We cling to negative thoughts, bad habits, limiting beliefs, toxic relationships, and material possessions. Holding on to these things drains our energy, and it weighs us down. It creates a burden for us, and it prevents us from growing. Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist monk, gave this reflection on a tree leaf. He said, "I asked the tree whether it was frightened because it was autumn and the leaves were falling. The tree leaf told me, no. During the whole spring and summer, I was completely alive. I worked hard to help nourish the tree. Much of me is in the tree. I'm not limited by this form. I am the whole tree, and when I go back to the soil, I will continue to nourish the tree." And so, as I've heard here said many times at Unity, so let go and let God. And we can do this through acceptance, forgiveness, allowing space for our negative emotions, which sometimes isn't easy. Nobody likes sitting with anger or sorrow, but it's important to allow yourself the time and space for that. And also using a positive mantra. One of my favorites is the Hawaiian Ho'oponopono prayer of forgiveness. It goes, "I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you." And repeating this prayer over and over again cultivates love and humility, forgiveness and gratitude, which can be really transformative in your life. Next lesson that we can learn from the trees is to grow towards the light. Trees always grow towards the light. They're always reaching towards the sun. They have an internal sense that guides them to the light. A tree's very existence depends upon it. They use the energy from the sunlight and turn it into nourishment. And we can follow the light of the Spirit in the same way. By choosing to grow towards the light, we can provide nourishment for our souls. We grow spiritually, not just through prayer and meditation and attending church, but by focusing on our inner growth, developing self-awareness, and cultivating virtues like loving kindness, patience, and compassion. Patriarch Ellis, a Ukrainian Catholic priest, said, "Spiritual life is like a tree. I cannot see it grow day by day, perhaps only after a few years. Growth is a process that requires patience." Next lesson we can learn from the tree is how to rest and heal and regenerate. Winter is a tree's season of recovery. It's their time for rest. They know that continued growth isn't possible without rest. A tree lives in perfect balance between doing and being. And that's something that our culture doesn't always hold up and value, just being. We're mostly a society of do, and how much you do and how busy you are is what is really important. But it's important to take time out of our lives to heal, to rest, and to replenish our vital energy. Whether from accident or disease, trees have the ability to heal themselves. When they're injured, they create knots in their trunks, and they produce all kinds of chemicals and enzymes and saps that help them in this process of healing and defending themselves. And we too have the ability to heal ourselves. Our bodies are built to heal themselves. If you break your arm and go to the doctor, it's not the cast that heals your arm. It assists with you, but it's your physical body that heals the bones and mends the bones together. And we also have the ability to heal our mental and emotional trauma, but we have to be willing to rest and do the work to regenerate ourselves. One technique that's used in Japan is called forest bathing. Forest bathing is just where you practice being calm and quiet and deeply breathing surrounded by trees. And they do this because trees have been shown to boost people's health and well-being. Studies show that just looking at a tree and being in its presence and breathing in the aerosols that a tree emits calms the nervous system, reduces cortisol, slows the heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and just gives us a sense of peace. Patients that have a view of a tree outside their window while in the hospital actually heal faster. The calming effects of the trees reduce stress and pain and allow your immune system to function more efficiently. Looking at photos of trees even has positive physical and psychological effects, which is why we have pictures of trees up here today. Some ways that we can heal. We can set an intention to heal. Healing is a journey that starts with you. Setting an intention is one of the best ways to help you stay the course. If you say, I intend to heal from my past traumas, from my wounds, whether they be physical, emotional, or mental. Also, prioritize rest, relaxation, self-care. Learn to love, accept, and forgive yourself. This is just nurturing the parts of yourself that need tending. And really, I could have called this talk How the Wisdom of the Trees Can Help You Heal, because everything that I've mentioned so far are ways that you can heal your being. Nurturing your connections, being grounded, learning from the past, and letting go of what doesn't serve you. And growing towards the light. And the last lesson that I'm going to talk about today is that challenges are here to make you stronger. A tree does not control the weather, it simply endures it. Whatever passes it, if it's wind, snow, rain, hail, intense heat, drought, it survives it. It strives to survive it. And it faces the storm, grows deeper roots, and becomes stronger because of it. Thich Nhat Hanh, who I quoted earlier and who also spoke about trees and nature many, many times throughout his life, said, "Many people don't know how to handle their strong emotions. Our wrong perceptions can make us angry and fill us with despair. To see clearly, we must be calm. We must calm down. When we're overcome by strong emotions, we're like a tree in the storm, with the top of the branches and leaves swaying wildly in the wind. But the trunk of the tree is solid, stable, and deeply rooted. When we are caught in the storm of emotion, we can practice to be like the trunk of a tree. We don't stay up in the high branches. We go down to the trunk and become still, not carried away by our thinking and emotions." Life is full of challenges, and we face struggles almost every day of our lives. But if you look back, it's often the challenges in your life that have shaped you and have made you stronger. and are why who you are today. We grow the most from adversity. And author Henry Turner Bailey said, "Thwarted by unfortunate conditions, maimed by enemies, crowded by its neighbors, lashed by storms, struck by lightning, the spirit of the tree is never broken." And so it is. Namaste.
Please join us. Standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to love. tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to be standing like a tree with my roots tucked down, my branches wide and open. Calm down the rain, calm down the sun, calm down the fruits to a heart that is open to love.
I just want to say I am so glad to be part of this spiritual community. Amber's going to do our blessing.
I'm going to introduce Kylan, who is going to do our love offering reading. It's a Chinese proverb.
If you want 1 year of prosperity, grow grain. If you want 10 years of prosperity, grow trees. If you want 100 years of prosperity, grow people. That is what we do here at Unity. We help people grow in the Spirit of God.
Would the ushers come forward, please? It is time for our giving back to this community. And I think the kids are going to help, so come on up, you guys. Start up front. Start up front with the kids, and then some of the adults are going to help the kids because they don't usually do the thing. So we're winging it here. Yes. So we need. There we go. There we go. And as we thank you guys for contributing back to our community and our patience as we grow like trees. And we're going to sing while we do this. Thank you.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.